Hello, the purpose of this video is to give you an introduction to Nearpod.com. Nearpod.com is a student engagement platform that has a very wide variety of uses. And so we're going to go over today just logging in, finding a lesson, making sure it's what we want, and then assigning it to Google Classroom. So that's what the purpose of this video is going to be. So first you're going to click login right there, and you're going to want to log in with Google. And this is a little bit of a case of do as I say, not as I do, because I have an older account. So all my stuff is already saved under the older one here. But you will click login with Google and log in with your imagine-chancellor.com, because that's what all the teacher accounts are listed as now for you. And when you do that, you click login. The first time, you're going to have to agree to stuff, of course. But then it's going to take you to your library, and yours is going to be empty. You can see I've been saving some things here for years. But you will see that you are a school, part of our school and stuff like that. And the benefit of that is now you will have full access to all of the lessons in their library, and it's a considerable amount of lessons. You could do all kinds of filters. You can see there are some bigger names in there. The Newsella. There's iCivics has lessons. We have all kinds of BBC, CK12, a lot of major companies. There's lessons I know by Time. There's lessons by FET, which is great science simulations. So anyway, there's a wide variety of them and a wide variety of topics that you can use. You can filter. Now you're looking for a lesson. You can filter by all kinds of standards. You can filter by topics. You can filter by grade. So let's say I'm kind of partial to science. So I'm going to go ahead and filter on science. Let's say that we're looking for something for, I don't know, fifth grade, right in the middle there. So we're going to look, and now you could also apply if you're searching for any keywords that you're looking for, or you can just scroll down and browse. So you can go down and say, let's see, I don't know, this FET here, that looks pretty nice. So let's get that, and we want to preview it, see if it's really something we'd like to do. So now this little window is going to pop up, and it's just a preview of that. So you can see right off the bat that it's 33 slides. So that gives you a little bit idea of how big it is. And there's info here you can look at too about the maker and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this, and it gives you the essential question, learning objectives. Very nice. I'm liking this one so far. So it tells you what the lesson is about. And then let's experience forces. Right here, this would be what's your favorite thing to play? They can post on here. It's kind of like a community post-it board, which is really nice when you're doing the teacher-led ones, because then you can really get good group experiences. And then it tells you on the next slide what you're going to do. So it tells the student what's coming up. And then here they can look around in here. Now this is a 360 view, so it's very nice. They can really interact with it. If you had virtual reality goggles, that would be a nice thing for that too. So there's that, and it's a think, pair, share. Anyway, so we go through and we're saying, yeah, this is pretty good. But now I want to add that to my library. So I go ahead and click add it to my library. And then I want to click show my library. Now, if this lesson, you went through it and it was exactly what you want, the way you're going to plan on using it, you could just click either live lesson if you're going to do teacher-led, or student pace if you're going to assign it so the students can work on it individually at their own pace. Now, I know that in distance learning that we're doing a lot of right now, it's probably going to be student paced, but it had things like a think, pair, share in there, which is kind of hard to do when they're by themselves at home. So I'm going to edit this real quick first. So I like to duplicate my lessons if I'm going to edit it. That way the original stays in my library as is, because the original maybe I want to use next time if I do a teacher-led one. So I'm going to go ahead and click duplicate. Takes a second to load. Okay, so this is just the overview of everything that's in there, every slide and the order that it's in, right? So that's very nice. And maybe I don't want to do a lot. I just really want to get rid of that think, pair, share because it doesn't really fit to what we're doing. So all I have to do here is right click and click delete. Sure, I want to delete it. Yes, I am sure. And now that's out. And I can go ahead and hit save and exit. Now, if you wanted to add stuff, you could do all kinds of things. You could grab and rearrange the order of these if you want. You can get really creative on that if you want to. But for the sake of this video, we're just going to delete that. Delete that. I'm going to click save and exit right down here. And now I'm going to see. Now, how I know these both say forces in motion, but this has my little picture that I have here in my thing, so I know that I have edited that in some way. And this one has their original logo right in it down there, and that's the original version. So now I want to do student paste. So I'm going to click student paste, and this is a nice product. What is another tip? If you were going to do this in class as a student teacher-led thing, but you had some students that were absent, you could also post the student version, the student paste version in Google Classroom, and go ahead and any of the students that were absent could still make up the work nice and easy. So one of the nice features is this syncs right with Google Classroom, as I've mentioned. Choose class, and that's going to go to my first period maybe. And then I want to create an assignment, of course. And I'm going to click go. Let me get rid of this over here. I'm going to click go right here. And I'm going to title it, what is it, Forces in Motion. And I always write what it is for the students there. It's a little easier when I say do the forces in motion Nearpod. Uh, I try to make sure that that matches what I post as the title. So I have two seventh grade classes, so I want to do that. So I want to save a little bit of time here, and I'm going to just click that drop down there. You saw, so this drop down right here. So now it tells me it's assigned to two classes, so that's very good. Saves me a little trouble of having to go back and forth. And then I'm going to do the due date. I always make my due dates on Friday myself, but however you work that in your class. And then I'm going to pick my topic. Of course, this is the Nearpod, and that's it. I click assign, boom, done. Goes right to Google Classroom. So that's how you would do that. Now, you would do the same exact thing would pop up if you did teacher-led, so you could assign that if you were doing a teacher-led activity. And there it is. That's the basics of that. When those are done, and it does come Friday, you would click on reports, just so you know, and then it will pull up all the reports. It's fetching data. I have a lot of reports, several years of them here. So you can see if I had posted that and they'd done it, it would be the top one here. And then you would click on it, and then you'd be able to pull up your session and get a report on how each individual student did, how your class did. Um, Lots of things like that. So here's an example of one that was student paste that I had assigned before. So uh, you can click on it and click on the thing, and this is a little example of what you'll see if I can do it without showing any of the students' names. So I won't go any farther than right there. Right there, you can see the name of the student's nickname is really going to be their name. So I highly advise instructing your students to make sure they put in their name. The students don't have to create any account for Nearpod. That's another nice thing about it. So we don't have to worry about any permissions or anything like that. So you can go ahead and see, you could click on these different things and see what they did. You can see a little overview of how the class did. 25% of the things were skipped, so the participation for this was not great. In the quiz, we can see that 81% got the answer. So as a class, that's not terrible. And but 11 didn't answer. So that means we probably had some people that started it and didn't stop, didn't finish it. But you can go in and see all their quiz grades, see it all. You can download reports if you want, PDF reports of the students that show all their work. So if you need anything for their student file or an example for mom or dad, if they're coming in, you can get all that there. So that's a little bit of an overview and introduction to Nearpod, how you can find a lesson, assign a lesson, edit it if you want to edit it, and then of course see the results. So I hope that helps. And if you need any more help, please message us at technology@imagine-chancellor.com. Have a great day.